Okay, hi, my name is Ana Catalina Saa, course Didactics of English. Okay, didactics as a general concept is defined as the art of teaching, and in this case, the didactics of English is a science that help the teaching and learning of language, literature, and culture as well, from the theoretical practical concepts. Didactics is responsible for building content and strategies in order to specifically contribute to student learning. Didactics includes methods, techniques, instruments, and materials so that the teacher can materialize everything in the classroom. Finally, in the field of teaching English as a foreign language, reading is essential during the teaching and learning process. Okay, didactics of English. Number of practice hours, practice phases. Okay, for this course, student must develop 32 hours of participant observation practice in which 20 of them carry out in the public or private educational institutions, with which UNAD has a cooperation agreement in either face-to-face or virtual environments. Okay, practice phases. Therefore, these 32 hours will be completed as follows. Okay, phases. Task number Phase 2 Language Theories. Time allowed for development of the observation participant practicum. Okay, Phase 2 8 hours participant observation practice, 2 hours material development, 3 hours and ESAPEC. Phase 3 Language Skills. Time 8 hours. Participant observation practice 2 hours. Material development. Phase 4 Simulate practice 3 hours for adjusting hip portfolio, 3 hours for simulator, 3 hours ESAPEC. Okay, the key points. 1. Take into account the normative reference. 2. Principles of action of the teacher in training in the pedagogical and educational practice. 3. Definition of practical component. 4. Definition of PPE. 5. Specific regulation of PPE. 6. Curriculum. 7. Prerequisites for the start of the training path. 8. Typology of pedagogical and educational practice. And 9. Practice of observation, immersion, and investigation. 10. Actors of the academic network of pedagogical and educational practices. 11. Pre-practice seminar. 12. Monitoring and evaluation and pedagogical and educational practice. 13. 4 months of follow-up and traceability of the practice. 14. Duties and rights of the student in their practice. 15. Accompaniment and practice scenarios. 15. Certification of pedagogical and educational practice. And finally, communication channels. Okay, continuing. Duties. Some of the duties of interns are 1. Those enriched in the current national regulations, and read and understand the practice guidelines document, pedagogical and educational of the School of Education Science, responsible assume the enlistment procedure of the pedagogical and educational practice for enrollment and participation in the pre-practice seminar, and be filed with EPS or SISBEM, and plan and have enough time for accomplish and development of on-site activities and activities in the campus current virtual. Maintain assertive, pertinent and constant communication with the practice scenario, the accompanying teacher and the head teacher of the practice scenario. Assumption of the adequate personal presentation and express attitudes in accordance with his role as future teacher. Complete with the schedules and delivery of assignments activities according to established criteria. And now, I will complete with the institutional guidelines for the season established in the assignment practice scenario. Continue. Okay, rise. Thus, enriched in the current student regulation of seminar to be attended adequately in the pre-practice seminar and to have a pertinent practice scenario assignment taken into account their needs accompanied with the provision of this regulation for this assignment. Result pertinent teaching accompaniment that allows them to consolidate his pedagogical and educational practice, pedagogical, didactic, technological and investigative process, which lead to the strengthening of his skills and competence as a teacher. Result induction of the development of pedagogical practice and educational, result accompaniment and support from the academic network of pedagogical and educational practice for the education, adaptation, and performance during internship period, evaluate and respected in all academic space for the development of their pedagogical and educational practice course, be affiliated with a ARL by part of the practice setting of the university, by certification of their practical exercise to be recognized as a professional experience in accordance with the current legal regulation for the promotion of first employment. Okay, continue. Finally, thank you. Bye.